Should I wait for that to, I don't even know if you can hear it. And there's a helicopter going across too, so. If you can hear drilling in the background, that's because my neighbors are getting a new flight of stairs. Their stairs are really old. Oh, it just stopped. But their stairs are really old, and when my neighbor was walking up them, the whole step fell apart. Moving on. Hey guys, I'm Kayla. Today I'm going to give you 10 aftercare tips. A lot of you guys contact me and tell me that you guys have no idea how to take care of a piercing. I have a lot of clients that come to me and ask me how to take care of their piercing because their piercer didn't tell them how. So today I want to give you a couple tips on what solutions to use, what solutions not to use, and maybe a little bit of a brief overview of infection so you can know what to expect. So number one is, and this is probably the most important one, is to keep your hands off your piercing. Well, I guess all of these are pretty important, but keep your hands off your piercing. Constantly touching it will leave it open for infection. Your hands are very dirty. Twirling it will constantly leave it open, which can allow debris to get into your healing piercing. So it's best just to keep your hands off of it, let your body do its healing. There is an old piercing acronym called LIPA. L-I-T-H-A. LIPA. Leave it the hell alone. Or leave it the heck alone if you rather that. These next 3 tips are solutions that you can use on your new piercing. My second tip is using a no solution method. Basically, the no solution method is just what it sounds like. You don't use a solution to clean your new piercing. This method is not for everybody. I would only recommend this to people who are experienced with piercings. They have had piercings before. Maybe they have multiple piercings in the area that they just got a new one in, and they kind of understand how their body heals and how to take care of it. So what do you do with the no solution method? Well, I would recommend just using warm water to rinse the area, clearing it free of crusties and dried blood, and then just leaving it alone from there. The no solution method works best for oral piercings such as the lip, the tongue, and the tongue webbing. I can't stress enough that this method is not for everybody. If you are new to piercing, then the next 2 tips are going to be right up your alley. My third tip is using a soap solution. Soap is one of the best solutions to use on a new piercing. There are 2 different kinds of soap. One is an antibacterial soap and the other is an antimicrobial soap. Antibacterial soaps are only active against bacteria, but most bacteria in the body is harmless, and some of them are actually beneficial to the body. Antimicrobial soaps, on the other hand, kill microorganisms and prevent their growth. Most professionals would probably recommend the antimicrobial over the antibacterial, but both soaps will help reduce infection if you are worried about that. If you are worried about getting an infection or you think you might have an infection, the soaps will probably be best for you. To use the soap solution, you want to clean twice a day, in the morning and at night when you wake up and before you go to bed. You want to clean the front and back or top and bottom of your piercing, making sure to remove any crusties or dried blood. You can use a Q-tip or a cotton swab to do that. But understand that not all piercings can be cleaned with the soap. Soaps should not be used on oral piercings or genital piercings because it can irritate the area, and you really shouldn't put that in your mouth anyways. If you have more sensitive skin, then this next option would be better for you. My 4th tip is a saline solution, also known as a salt and water mixture. Saline is a mixture of sodium chloride and H2O, water. It is one of the most common solutions to use on a new piercing. Most piercers would recommend the saline because it is not harsh on the skin, and historically it has been used to clean wounds. With the saline, you also want to clean twice a day, in the morning and at night, which I should mention, both the soap and the saline, you don't want to use more than twice a day because over cleaning can cause problems. With saline, soaking the area is much better than simply rinsing the area. And what's cool about a saline solution is that it can be used on all body piercings, from ear piercings to genital piercings. And in my experience, nipple piercings especially heal best with a saline soak. You can either buy a pre-made saline solution in a pharmacy, or you can DIY your own solution at home. These next 3 tips are solutions that you want to stay away from. So my tip number 5 is staying away from rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide. A lot of people have been told or assume that these solutions are best for cleaning a new piercing, but they actually do a lot more harm than good. Both of these solutions can damage the wound, causing dry skin, irritation, and increased swelling. They kill good bacteria that promote healthy healing, and it will make infection easier. It really is best just to stay away from these solutions. Number 6 is ointments. So ointments similar to A&D, Neosporin, lotion, and others that are similar like that, you want to stay away from. Some of these ointments do contain an antibiotic, but it's best to stay away from them because when they are over applied, they can clog the area, reducing healthy healing, and they can also allow dirt to stick, which eventually will cause an infection. When you do insert jewelry, you can add a little bit of ointment just to lubricate the area, allowing it to slide in a little bit better, but other than that, stay away from them. Number 7 is tea tree oil. Many piercers would recommend tea tree oil for skin conditions such as hypertrophic scarring, which I will cover in another video coming up soon. Applying tea tree oil to your skin will dry the area, which promotes your skin to produce its own oils. But tea tree oil has been found to be poisonous, so it is best to stay away from new piercings. You especially want to keep tea tree oil away from your mouth because it was found to be poison when ingested. Number 8. When is it okay to use the last 3 that I mentioned? In my experience, it might be helpful to use rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide to help get rid of infection. But really the best option is to see your doctor and get an antibiotic so that it can help your body fight your infection. Please do not use rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide on a healthy piercing. I would probably recommend that you see a doctor or your piercer, get a second opinion on your piercing if you are worried about it. Lotion. Lotion can help reduce irritation and dry skin around a piercing. If you have been using rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide and you noticed that you have dry skin, that is the reason. Rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide will dry the area. But if you're not using that and you also have dry skin, adding just a teeny tiny bit of lotion to the area can help promote healthy healing. This brand is probably the most popular in the body modification industry, from tattoo artists to piercers. Notice how it says fragrance free, unscented. These are the best lotions to use on a healing piercing or tattoo. What you want to do with the lotion is just add a tiny bit to your finger, like so. Like that. Nothing. It's like, I don't even know if this thing is focusing on here, but it's the teeniest, tiniest bit, and just rub that in around your piercing. I'm just gonna put it over here. Make sure that you rub it in completely. If there's any excess lotion, just dab it with a clean tissue. Please be careful not to overuse lotion. And when you are using it, make sure you are washing your hands thoroughly before applying. Next is tea tree oil. Tea tree oil was medically used for reducing scarring in the skin, So if you happen to retire a piercing, applying tea tree oil might help reduce that scarring. Tea tree oil is very effective on hypertrophic scarring, but please do not use this on a healthy piercing because it will do more harm than good. So my tip number 9 is all about misconceptions of taking care of a new piercing. Many older generations were told that twisting their piercing will keep skin from growing around it. This is definitely a myth. Going back to tip number 1, keep your hands off your piercings because touching it will cause an infection. And again, rubbing alcohol and hydrogen peroxide are not the best solutions to use. They will do more harm than good. Another misconception is if you clean it constantly, then you won't get an infection. This is not the case. Try to only clean your piercing in the morning and at night. And if you only have a chance to do it once a day, that's fine too. I will definitely be doing a video on step-by-step taking care of the piercing on various piercings, so keep your eye out. Cleaning more than twice a day can cause problems for your piercing, so be careful. And my tip number 10 is about the healing process. Naturally, your body produces a healing fluid or plasma. And when this fluid dries, it can cause a lot of itchiness. When you do clean your piercings, all you want to do is remove any dried plasma or dried blood. And beside that, remember our acronym, LITHA, leave it the hell alone. I also wanted to give you a brief overview of infection. I will have a video soon highlighting more detail of infection. So obviously when you receive a new piercing, you're gonna have swelling, itchiness, tenderness, and just general irritation. If you experience any of these lasting more than the first 3 weeks of initial piercing, then you might want to see a professional. That sounds kind of intimidating, but by professional I mean your piercer or doctor. With infection comes redness, tenderness, excessive swelling, and oozing. And oozing can be in a dark yellow or green color. If you have any of these, please see a professional right away. My number 1 tip on infection is just take the jewelry out and let it close up. Start again later on. Maybe you'll have better luck. And that's all I have. That was number 10. I can't remember if I said that earlier. If you like this video, wow, they're hammering stuff now. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe and comment in the comment section if you have any questions or ideas on other videos. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!